office. So she comes into my office, I pull out the equal oil, and put some in my hand, and she just started rubbing up in there. And she looked at me like, oh my God. She said, I don't believe this. I can feel the tension going away from my head already. And when she got done, she said, I put all over my face. Her face was shining here.
I got the butterflies in my gut and so forth and so on. But before I start, I want to thank Joe for inviting me and his wife, Angie. I want to thank the First Lady and the Pastor for allowing us to come to your facility and do this wonderful thing. I am excited. I'm excited because I'm here to help you, to help others, and to help yourself. And that's what I believe TLC is all about, right? Total life change. Total life change. And I think Mr. Jack Fallon, who is your CEO, is that correct?
That's correct.
Started this, 16 years ago with NutriBurst.
Yes, sir.
One product.
That's some good stuff.
It's amazing. It's amazing. It's amazing what the mind can do when you allow it to do it. When you allow it to do it. One man, one company, one product. 16 years. Now you got what? The ISO tea. Was it the NRG?
Yes, sir.
The cappuccino. Yeah.
You keep on, you can be this. You right in there.
The vitamins, the oils, the healthcare, the beauty products. Helping people. And in return, helping yourself. I believe what? TLC profit $77 million last year?
Yes.
And projected to do over $150 million
That's
this year?
correct. That's correct.
That's gross profit. Helping a lot of people. But in return, getting your slice of the pie. Getting your slice of the pie. Joe asked me to come in and do some mindset training. Mindset. And that's very important to knowing how to harness, cage your mind in order to do what you need to do, in order to do what you want to do. Right? And so that's what we're going to talk about today. Joe, tell you a brief history of myself. If you are from Dodgeburg, if you lived here your entire life, or at least for the last 20 years, I probably do look familiar. I got some church members in here, but some of you others, because I did work for the police department for 15 years. But I'm not from Dodgeburg. This is not my hometown. Right? And so whenever we talk about mind change, I'm really preaching to the choir. Because I had to do a lot of mind changing, working on myself to get to where I'm at. Guess what? Every step of your life, you got to work on your mind and yourself. Because if you don't, you won't never climb that ladder. You will always be stuck. You will always be stuck. And so what we're going to do today, and just to give you a little more history of me, to show you how everybody, doesn't matter what color you are, doesn't matter if you're from the United States or Africa or Australia or Canada or South America, if you want to be somebody. Now that doesn't mean a celebrity. That doesn't mean a millionaire, billionaire. To some people, it may be a good housewife. It could be a good mother, a good father, a good provider, a good role model, a good brother, a good sister. If your mind is not right, you will never ever succeed. So, I'm the seventh of 9 kids to a single parent home. I grew up in the system on welfare, on food stamps, I know what it's like to go months without lights. To go without food. All you had was light bread and some salad dressing. We didn't have Miracle Whip because you couldn't afford it. You had some sandwich spread. Some of y'all young kids don't know what sandwich spread is. And maybe some of your older ones don't either. But sandwich bread and light bread was a rich man food for the poor folks. When you couldn't afford bologna. Right? When you couldn't afford hot dogs. Right? So I grew up around drugs. Like some of you. We see it everywhere. I grew up around gangs. But what is it about me, in my situation, that we never fell into those traps? Because everywhere around us, doesn't matter if you're the minister, doesn't matter if you're the deacon or the person in the seat, or the president of the United States, there's life have traps for us to fall in. And if your mind is not right, you won't succeed. So, mindsets. The mind is the most powerful energy source in the universe. It's not the rockets. It's not the weapons. It's the mind. Because the mind had to be able to create it, but the mind can also destroy it. Correct? Mind goes. Mind changes. Building up yourself. So I like to call this part of the segment, this training, right? Let your tongue be your rotor. Let your tongue be your rotor. Which is, to someone who doesn't understand mindset, who doesn't understand stepping, because their stepper will always step. He or she will either step up or step down. But the problem in life is most people choose to step backwards. They choose to step down. Why? Because they don't want to do what you're doing this morning. Taken away from your Saturday morning to come and do some training. Coming to learn about your product. Learning how to step another step higher. The most powerful source of energy on this planet is our mind. Right? So let your tongue be your rotor. So what's a rotor? It's that thing that you see in that picture that moves that big ship. It's not something big. That rotor is not as big as that ship. So you say, Brent, how does that context, well, why are we here today? Because that ship may hold 10,000 people. But if that 15-foot rotor don't turn, where is it 10,000 people going? Nowhere. So Brent, how does that contact still? Let your mind be your ship. Let your tongue be your rotor. In life, most of the time when things happen to us, or where we want things to happen to us, or make things happen to us, it happens two places. The inner, then the outer. Inner, then outer. If you want to build a house, you got to have a vision. Right? That's the inner, that's in the mind. To produce it, I got to go talk. I got to read. Right? That's the outer. If you don't want anything to happen for you good, don't think about it. Your mind is your ship. The richest place on this earth is in the graveyard. Why? Because of all those thoughts, all those books, all those movies, all those songs, all those businesses may have been conceived up here, but never spoke forth. Preacher, I'm not a theologian, I'm not a Bible thumper, but I believe the Bible said life and death is on what? The end of your tongue. So you speak it into existence, and I believe the book of Job says the prayer of a righteous man never return back void. Right? So let your mind be your ship. But let your tongue steer you in the direction that you want to go. Because if you speak, I can't do it. If you speak, I can't make these phone calls. If I speak, I can't make these meetings. What is your mind going to do? It's going to do what your tongue tell it to do. But even when it is dark, even when you don't feel like it, but if you say, I'm going to go, when nobody else goes, what does your mind have no choice but to do? Go. You may not like it on the way there. But what if you get there and you make that big sale? What if you get there and make a connection? Maybe not a sale, but a connection to another 10, 15 sale. Wouldn't that feel good? Sure. But that's life. Whether you're TLC, whether you're a student at school, whether you're working at the prison system, whether you're working at Sarah Lee's, or whether it's I'm on an airplane going coast to coast. The principle is the same. Let your mind be your ship. Let your tongue be your rotor. Right? Because you got to ask yourself, what's steering your ship? What's steering your ship? I think I told Joe in another training that I did, Carl Jung. Carl Jung was a great philosopher, great psychologist. He said, there is nothing that happens on this planet that is coincidental. Everything happens for a purpose. And you will never know what that purpose is until later on down the road, if something happens and takes you back. So there's a reason for you to be here this morning. It's a reason for each individual to be here this morning. There's a reason that your other team members are not here this morning. But that is not for us to concern. Because there's many laws of nature. There's a law of wealth. There's a law of attraction. There's the laws of attitude. There's a law of forgiveness. There's a law of wealth. But you never know until later on down the road why you was here this morning. Why I'm here this morning. Right? So what's steering your ship? Do you know your ship? Do you control what goes on it? Do you have security checks? Right? You know, you go to the airport, you go get on a cruise, they got checkpoints. Are you guarding what goes on your ship? Are you policing what comes out of your mouth? Whether you succeed or not, it's nobody else's fault. It's yours. Let your mind be your ship. You see, there's an old Sufi, ancient Sufi saying, right? You think because you understand one, you must understand two. Because when you add one and one together, you get two. But never forget about the and. Now, if you understand that, and it's hard to understand, and it took me for a while to understand, and I'm in doctoral school, I'm getting my PhD in psychology, right? And so it took me for a second to understand. I understand one. So I must understand two. Because one and one adds up to two. So let's put that in context to TLC. Joe and Angie, who brought this great product to Dyersburg, I'm assuming, they had to see someone to give them a sales pitch, to get them interested, to go in their ship, to speak it out on their tongue as a rotor. And I'm pretty sure that whoever sold them on it told them all the things that they have done, being able to do, since working with TLC. So I can see Joe and Angie seeing the one and seeing the two, the before and what they're doing now, right? But up until recently, they don't know it, but they just now understanding what the and is. So whatever they came back, told you to become team members, you saw the one. You saw the two from Facebook, from seeing them traveling, to see them having a good time, to see them losing weight. That's the two. But most people still don't understand what the and is. The and is not TLC products. Because I can have 1 and 2. I'm sorry, I can have 1 and not have 2, or I can have 1 and not 2, but have a room full of supplies of TLC and it never goes anywhere. Right? You may have some team members like it. You may have some other friends or other cohorts who are like that. They haven't figured out what the and is.